Hello and welcome to Let's Wander, the travel and hiking vlog. Today, we are going to take you to the much awaited trek to Nepal's lowest glacial lake, Kapuche. If you have not subscribed our channel yet, please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon for notification. We started our journey from Damoli at 7 am to Pokhara. Upon instructions from Maila Dai, we reached Kahu Khola at Amar Singh Chowk in Pokhara around 9 am. You get public transport buses and private jeeps to Sikles from here. Public buses might charge you 200 to 300 rupees. Sunil Bhai picked us up along with two others in his jeep to Sikles. He charged us 500 rupees per head. Sikles is 26 kilometers from Kahu Khola. Passing through some beautiful mountains and small villages, we finally reached Sikles. It took 3 hours to reach there. We are now entering the gates of Sikles village. Sikles is a beautiful indigenous Gurung village located in Kaski District of Nepal. The unique feature of this village is that the path of the entire village, whether small streets or wide, is laid with stones. Looking at Tulsi's joy, I can guess that our guest house has arrived. Namaste Guest House is a beautiful guest house with great ambience and hospitality. The man you see on screen is Dhan Gurung, popularly known as Maila Dai or the second brother. He is such a lovely, warm character. He played a pivotal role in the development of tourism in this area. Since it was 12:30 p.m. already, he suggested to have our lunch and start our trek to Kapuche immediately. Right after lunch, we started our trek to Kapuche. Maila Dai walked along to some extent of the village to show us the path. Giving a walkie-talkie, he explained the operation to use in case of any emergency. We then started our trek through these narrow streets of Sikles. Trekkers, a piece of advice: mark the street map in your mind when you start the trek. It would be handy on your return. We got lost for 20 minutes in these streets on our return in the night. Hugu is 20 kilometers from Sikles with a hiking time of 6 hours for an average trekker. So our task for the day was to reach Hugu Goat and stay overnight. It was a daunting task for us as Hugu is the only place where we have to settle at night. There is no trace of humans before Hugu. Sikles is a large village, probably the second largest Gurung village in Nepal. People here are truly loving, honest and hardworking. This village is included under the Annapurna Conservational Area for the promotion and preservation of the region's culture and tourism. This beautiful trek is a great preface to the culture and lifestyle of Gurung community. It is one of the largest model trekking villages in Nepal, offering an opportunity to learn the unique traditional Gurung culture apart from exploring the exquisite beauty of Himalayas. With this, we come to an end of the village into unmanned horizon. We came across two trekkers who started their trek from Hugu at 7 am. It took them 7 hours to reach the outskirts of the village, Sikles. The real trek seems to have begun as we walked down the path. We then came across this beautiful hanging bridge connecting two mountains. It is a big long bridge. Since there is no human habitat here in this area, I guess it was built only for the promotion of tourism. We spent around half an hour on this bridge taking photos and exploring the beautiful nature. We then pulled our socks and moved forward. Leaving one mountain behind, we moved through the narrow bushy trails and reached this beautiful place. Though it was summer, weather was perfect for trekking with cloudy sky and cool breeze. After some plain hike, we trekked up the mountains. We stopped in between to rest and enjoy the ultimate beauty of the nature. There are huge mountains as far as the sight goes and gushing waters flowing down the canyon. Here come a steep vertical climb that was testing our capacity of the lungs. Look at this beautiful 180-degree view of the location. Spectacular, is it not? We are halfway through to the cliff, halfway more to go. After a steep climb, we are now heading down the trail. Let's see where it takes. Suresh, as you can see, is taking a short break while we moved further down. This trail is one of the difficult trails on this trek as it goes deep down for almost 2 hours. I had real tough time stepping on these small uneven rocks as my feet were hardly fitting the stones. Oh boys, we had a real tough time here climbing on our return back. We got late, it got dark and even rained. You can imagine how difficult it is to trek on these slippery stones during rain. After descending down the hill for around 2 hours, we came across yet another big and long hanging bridge here. Here comes a surprise for you. This is the famous Yedi Falls. It is 64-meter long, beautiful waterfalls. We took a short break of 15 minutes, experiencing the beautiful waterfalls. We moved ahead enjoying every moment of the trek, having lots of fun on the way, not knowing of what's coming ahead. There are some signboards on the way, but are very deceptive and unclear about the distance to cover. It was already 6 p.m. and therefore the urgency bells rang in our heads as the trail ahead to Hugu is narrow alongside the river in a thick green forest. Within no time the light disappeared and this happened. Around 7 p.m. everything got dark and we trekked operating our torchlights. It was an amazing and adventurous experience. The terrain was unknown, no human habitat, don't know how far to go, Except the area lit by the torch, there was absolute silence. Only the sound of gushing river and our breath and the foot movements. And yet, there was no fear of any sort among us. Later, on reaching Hugu, we learned that there was threat of wild animals as well. Had we known this before, our mindset would have been different. It is sometimes a blessing to be an ignorant. There was some unknown confidence that we would find the destination for sure. It was surely an amazing experience. Tulsi was familiar with this kind of situation, as she faced similar situations with me in the past during our treks in Uttarakhand. It was a kind of new experience to my brother Suresh probably. Around 7:30 p.m., we contacted Hugu Goat on a walkie-talkie and they sent a person to our rescue. With his guidance, we reached Hugu around 8:30 p.m. We had a wonderful dinner of dal bhat and tarkari and went to bed around 9:30 p.m. So friends, that's it for tonight. So good night and bye bye for the day. See you tomorrow. Before the tea gets ready, let's have a tour of the newly built Namaste Guest House at Hugu. These are the newly built cottages for travelers. This is the kitchen and dining area, and the man you see on screen is the caretaker of our needs. We were told that Hugu used to be a village of cowboys. Due to difficult living conditions, they all moved down to village Sikles. Realizing the tourism potentiality of this area, Dhan Gurung, the Maila Dai and his brothers are now trying to reinstate this place with human habitat. And I must say, they did a great job. It's 7 a.m. now. After having a cup of tea, we are all set to go. This is where they grow the organic greens and vegetables to serve the visitors. All charged up after a good night's sleep, Suresh is already on the move. The trek to Kapuche is 1.5 hours according to locals, and let's see how long it is going to take us to reach there. The trek is a pleasant hike through dense forest and bamboo bushes. After reaching halfway, you can have the view of Annapurna II and Lamjung Himal. The secret of resting during a trek is to stand and relax. If you sit and relax the spine, heart and the limbs, you lose the pace, rhythm and the momentum. We gradually started stripping our warmers as the body was getting hot as we climbed higher. We saw some camps here, which means we are nearing Kapuche. We finally arrived at the heavenly Kapuche Lake.
Wow! Suresh!
It is an extremely ethereal lake with clean blue waters surrounded by beautiful Himalayan mountains of Annapurna II and Lamjung Himal. Ka in local Gurung language means snow. Pu means breaking and sliding down. And Che means settling on the plain land. Thus the name Kapuche. The lake is formed due to regular avalanche falling from the Annapurna II and Lamjung Himal. This is a regular avalanche zone. If you are lucky, you might see some beautiful avalanches here. It is the lowest glacial lake of Nepal, situated at an elevation of 2440 meters from the sea level. We had great time enjoying the heavenly lake of Kapuche. After all the fun we had at Kapuche, had some tea biscuits and marched back to Hugu. We had our lunch and all padded up, headed back to Sikles. Do you see these rocks and the river? We crossed all these in the night. Beautiful view, isn't it? We are heading towards yet another river crossing. We finally reached Namaste Guest House around 9 pm with similar adventure in the dark. We relaxed in the guest house till afternoon and headed back to Damauli after a traditional Gurung style farewell with Tika. All thanks to Maila Dai and his team for the hospitality and support. Thank you for watching Let's Wander. Namaste.